Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Uncertainty ticks higher on Monday's reversal. http ntvforex.com news ID of 0E0F 7/14/2025 49:22 am. Market movers today. 3 of the leading U.S. banks report earnings ahead of the U.S. Open. Sentiment for the remaining day will likely be heavily affected by these reports, and one will take stock of California's rolling back of its plans for reopening. See below. In the U.S., weak but improving small business optimism and inflation data is likely to signal a continued need for policy support. To instill some market optimism, we need to see continued improvement in the data, and one should not focus on the overall level of activity as such. If so, positive macro surprises are likely. Broad USD negative. The Polish Central Bank holds a press conference today, and in line with the unanimous consensus, we do not expect a change in the reference rate. Selected market news. In what started as an otherwise upbeat session in Europe and the US, things did not exactly pan out as could have been projected yesterday. Headline indices such as Nasdaq and SP 500 were initially 1-2% but closed in red, with Nasdaq and other high multiple technology firms being firmly sold. The dollar also paired earlier losses. Reports cite REFL airing of tensions with China on the South China Sea, but notably California halted indoor dining and bars, and many schools will only offer remote learning in the upcoming year. The stay-at-home firms were leading the sell-off yesterday. It remains to be seen if this will be continued by a renewed pickup in recovery via banks, autos, hotels, and travel, such as seen in May. 2, a blip for the broad technology sector, but which is to resume the lead, or 3, if this is the beginning of a minor correction in global equities. If the latter, one should expect NOK and SEK to move lower, but note markets have for months been able to broadly ignore the US coronavirus situation. Nonetheless, the key new item of information is a rolling back of the reopening, thus adding to wider economic concerns on the need of a new US shutdown. Overnight, futures on US indices are mildly pairing losses, but the major test today will be earnings from US banks and continued digestion of the news from California and the response from other states. The current Polish President Andrzej Duda stands to get re-elected in a narrow win. We expect Duda to implement sizable fiscal packages as well as continue the PiS party's national conservative agenda on legal and women's rights and their critical stance on EU. Unemployment in Sweden reached 9.2%, according to PiS. The manufacturing industry continues to account for a large share. Layoffs are concentrated around the larger cities, which have been hit the hardest by coronavirus-induced shutdowns. Hong Kong seems to have joined the growing list of countries experiencing regional second waves. Japan, Australia, Israel, some US states, etc. The overall outlook on Europe and China is still good, though. In the US, we are seeing a sharp acceleration in fatalities in California, Texas, Florida, and Arizona over the past week. Download the full daily FX market commentary. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.